on this computer? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we should be recording now. Hi, it's been a while since we did this. This is my Streets of Avalon game, and we have a new player. Unfortunately, one of our other players has left, and we can't find Bob. We're sending out a search party, and hopefully someone will find him eventually. But I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, and we'll introduce our new player last. So, Eric, why don't you introduce yourself and who you're playing?
Hold on a second. I gotta remember who I am.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Himbo.
So my name is Eric Bonts, otherwise Rick, otherwise known as Weregator, and I will be playing Zindlane, a level 2 noble who lost his rights to his house and his noble privileges, and due to gambling problems, drinking problems for sure, and now lives kind of meal to meal in the docks districts, trying to just get by.
And you should also be level 3 at this point too.
Oh, I should have leveled up.
That's okay, because now we know who Zindlane is. Brandon, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
I'm Brandon Barnes, and I am playing Bar Broomhill, a bargeman? Bargefolk, I can't remember which one it is. And I am a rakish swashbuckler type. Like to run some illegal messages and packages and things like that under aside from the Order of Hermes, so that should make Eileen introducing herself interesting.
All right, and on that note, Eileen, our new player, why don't you introduce yourself and give us a rough sketch of who you are. We're going to be running you through some of the Session 0 that we all did for our Session 0, but give us an idea of who you're playing.
I'm Eileen. I am Brandon's wife, so we will have to be swapping mics back and forth because we are sitting about 4 feet away from each other. I am playing Morgan. She is a cleric of Hermes. She was a street urchin, orphaned, or otherwise separated from her parents. She's not quite sure. And the Order of Hermes kind of picked her up to be one of their messengers, and then realized that she was a fairly perceptive, insightful person, and recruited her for the clergy.
All right, that is awesome. And for anyone that did happen to watch our previous Session 0, we had a few things just to kind of tie everybody to the neighborhood and to get some more details. So we're going to run through those questions now, and most of our group is here to throw out any input if Eileen, if you want to ask anybody anything. So, first off, I just wanted to double check and make sure that I know whether you have anything that you have for lines and veils.
Sorry, I didn't want to unmute. Line, usually harm towards children.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely strong veil, harm towards animals.
Okay. All right, we can handle that. I think that came up a little bit in our previous Session 0, and I was asking, like, if it comes to something like, say, like alligators or giant rats, is that as big a problem as, like more pet-like animals like dogs and cats?
Yeah, that would be the distinguishment there.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that is duly noted, and that should not be a problem. All right. So what is your character's name?
Her name is Morgan.
All right. And what are your character's pronouns?
She, her.
Okay. And you already said you're going to be a cleric. And your ancestry, you're a commoner, correct?
Correct.
All right. All right. So now let's get into, these are the questions that I did instead of the usual background options that they give you in D&D. I kind of wanted something that was a little bit more of a leading question so that it made a little bit more interesting of an answer instead of like, 4 to 6 really broad answers that 5e backgrounds usually do. So what I would like to ask you first is, what makes you unique in the neighborhood?
I told myself I was going to review the questions and work at them while I was at work. Didn't happen today.
That is okay.
Some of the other clergy has kind of been shuffled around a bit, but I have stayed in the same temple space from a kid. So I've been here a long time.
So you're more stable than most of the Hermes clergy in this region. All right. Here's a good one for you. What is one unsolved mystery in your character's life?
Well, I suppose what happened to my parents, and it was kind of cliche, but
that's all right.
I really liked the urchin background, so
that works. Yeah, so we will put that on your list there. Who have you let down?
Some of my superiors in the clergy are disappointed by some of my more kleptomaniacal tendencies. I see shiny things, and sometimes I just can't help myself. Old habits die hard.
We've already discussed how she's going to be more of a rogue than I am.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, I'm writing this in the spreadsheet so I don't lose track of it. And finally, who is one person or thing that is important to you?
I should have read up more about how the clergy works. I guess the organization as a whole for kind of giving me purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it really changed the course of my life. Who knows where I would have ended up if I hadn't crossed paths with them.
Okay.
Probably in jail.
All right, so now I have the other one that you'll probably want to throw things at me for asking. But just to help personalize the neighborhood, everyone else, we kind of threw this out here, and we asked what is one location in the neighborhood that we haven't been introduced to yet. And it doesn't have to be something especially near and dear to you, but it is a place that you would know of that we haven't seen yet in this neighborhood. Also, as a recap, in case anyone's watching this that hasn't watched it before, which this is a really weird place to jump in, but that's okay. In case anyone else hasn't seen this, I won't go into the full pitch of Brett's game setting, but you should buy this. But on top of that, our particular neighborhood is called the Isles. And it's called the Isles because it is in the southern portion of Avalon. And there has been a decades-long argument between some of the guilds. So the sewers and lower sections in this part of the city have not been properly maintained. So at various points in time, various streets in this part of the city will flood out. So this has caused the locals to refer to this area as the Isles. So it is not by any means, this is a very poor neighborhood. the most wealthy people are the people associated with any of the guilds. So that is a very quick primer on what we've established here so far. So, given that, Eileen, what would you like to see that, you know, as a location in this setting?
Did we want to talk about what's already there, or
Yeah. So far,
or she can be fresh of mind.
Yep. So far, we have the local Brotherhood of Sanitary Excavators office, which this is the guild that isn't being allowed to do their job, but there is an office at the edge of the neighborhood. There is Pungent Alley. Oh yes, there is a pet Achug in the office that has to be fed because it doesn't get to do its job normally.
Wait, what was her name?
Let's see.
I want to say it was like Susan or something.
Sarah.
Sarah, okay.
Wow,
yes.
Nice.
Yes. I have her on the NPC list. So yes, there's that. There is Pungent Alley, which is the alley behind the alchemist shop in town, and it's called Pungent Alley because a lot of the alchemical things that didn't work out just get dumped in that alley. And sometimes they don't smell bad, and other times it is like the bowels of the lower plains opening up in that area. That is oftentimes where Zindlane will find himself.
Yep.
Then we have Redemption Alley, which is the alley behind the Griffin's watch post in this area. So that's behind the watch. Redemption Watch Post is the name of the local watch barracks for the Griffins. It is called the Stocks by people that work for the Griffins because it's called Redemption Watch Post as a hopeful thing to inspire the people in this neighborhood. It inspires no one. It is horrible. A lot of money got dumped into it, and now it's the worst posting for anyone in the watch to get sent to. Let's see. The Cradle is the local boarding house, specifically Garland spends his time there a lot. The floodgates are a particular area of the neighborhood where gangs from another neighborhood will pour in, and there's a lot of fighting there, especially when certain streets start flooding, and that one is a little bit better repaired. So it kind of narrows the gang violence into one area. The Hero's Corner is where a noble family that was very, it's our missing member. But
shit, I completely lost track of time.
That is okay. We're just glad you're here.
Oh, that's what it is. He's on vacation.
No.
That's all right. We're just we're kind of doing some of the session 0 things for Eileen right now. And
yeah, I figured that was probably one of the things that we would have to do. So,
so the Hero's Corner is an area that a noble decided to uplift the area by funding a statue of Mara Solanius, a famous bard that did famous, amazing things. No one in this area is sure what those famous, amazing things were, but there is this statue to this guy that had to be awesome. Then the Moat House is one of the two connected taverns. The Moat House is where all of the people that work as muscle for the guilds usually go. The Palace, which is attached to it, is the really nice upscale for this neighborhood place where the actual guild leaders and their main lieutenants go. The Ragmenders is it's the local tailor, but basically people will, when they're desperate for money, will take them any scraps of cloth that they can find, and they will turn it into some form of clothing. So the clothes that you get from the Ragmenders may not look great, but they are functional, and they're stitched together from rags that people bring from all over the place. And if you're really desperate for money, you can always see if you can, roll a corpse for their shirt. So There's the secret garden, which none of you know about, but there's something going on with that. But we won't find out about that quite yet.
Because it's secret.
Yes. The dry docks is the local graveyard. Much like perhaps in some southern areas of the United States, because this area floods out so often, all of the graves in this area are put into mausoleums, and the dry docks are the Liche Order's area where they put everyone in these mausoleums. And the technical name is the Rest of Ancestors, but everybody calls it the dry docks. The Well is a 3-story gambling establishment with a deep hole in the middle, and it is both a gambling establishment and a library for the House of Odin. And then the Vault, which was just a recently found thing, it's down in the disrepaired sewers. It was claimed by the House of Odin, but it was actually a secret warehouse for a bunch of material for the Extortionist Guild. So recently, our other heroes have recovered a bunch of this information for the House of Odin that was used by the Extortioners Guild. And you do not know this yet, but our other heroes ran into a ghoul that had been trapped down there since it had flooded out last.
It was not fun.
So now, with all those locations, what other kind of location would you like to throw into this neighborhood?
I'm going to use something from those boring background characteristics.
Awesome. I love it.
Morgan does donate some of the money that she may or may not come by legally to a local orphanage that is often overflowing.
All right. So I put the orphanage in the location section, and as we explore it, I'll put some more information because I have some details and what factions or whatever that might be associated with. I would like to ask you, is this orphanage specifically connected to the Church of Hermes?
Maybe not officially, but there may be recruitment that happens kind of under the table. We'll let you talk to the kids if you help us pay the rent every once in a while kind of deal.
All right. So that location has been added to everything else that's going on in the Isles. So we already did our introduction, but let's have Bob introduce himself and his character before we get going.
Oh, Streets of Avalon. Who the hell am I?
Right?
Let's see. Streets of Avalon. Garland Bach. Yes, now I remember who we are. Let me open that up. That will be helpful. Garland Bach is a half-orc. A half-orc fighter who comes from the Outlands, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Hey, don't freeze up on me. You're supposed to scroll when I scroll. Where is it? It's right at the top. Yes, I am an urban bounty hunter. So I like to do jobs for people, track people down when people need to be found in the city. And I also occasionally will take jobs as a leg breaker, convincer, those kind of things.
And we have established when we went through all of our unique things for the neighborhood, you have probably heard of Garland, not because you've necessarily met him, but firearms are not uncommon in Avalon, but they're not common in this neighborhood. So there are all sorts of wild stories about what firearms actually do. So Garland is like this wild card that like everyone thinks is amazingly unpredictable, because these weapons, they can kill someone in a single shot, but they could also blow up and set someone on fire, and gunpowder is this wildly unstable thing. It's not really, but everyone in the neighborhood kind of thinks this because there aren't many of them around.
Yeah, I don't dissuade people from thinking what they want to think. So,
so you have heard of this this dangerous wild card that runs around with these firearm things and is just ready to blow people away at a moment's notice.
Yep. I do carry a longsword with me. I am just as funny thing. In all the sessions that we've played, which really admittedly isn't that many, but in all the sessions we've played, I have not shot my pistol yet. But he is known for equally whipping the pistol out or pulling the sword. So
it's because the very dramatic boom. Oh my gosh, you fired it.
What else is interesting about me? Bounty hunter, fighter. Garland is very much, while he has leaned toward the unsavory side of activities with enforcement and leg breaking and that kind of thing, Garland has a kind of a code. He kind of leans towards the Bushido code a little bit, not like full on, but that's kind of the area where he treads. So if Garland gives you his word, he means it. Garland's not going to hurt like an innocent person. Garland's Garland's like that. I'm actually mechanically, I'm going towards, if I'm level 3 already, I've already chosen it. There's a fighter archetype called Samurai from one of the other books that Jared let us pick from.
And it's not literally that, there is a samurai class, but it is a very focused, that sort of
that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And I found that very appealing, so that's where I went.
All right. So, Eileen, you haven't gotten to see this yet, but our framing situation here is we kind of zoom out and find out that somebody is hearing the story. So we zoom out, we see a figure once again that is covered up, not well lit, is moving towards one of the robed figures that is turning on the lamps all across town as the sun is going down. The sky is purple, the illumination comes across as orange, but somehow the shadows around the figure that just lit this lamp are just as deep as they ever were. And as you barely see underneath this hood, you see this hideous face that barely has any features to it, and are still kind of somewhat shrouded in shadows. And this hooded figure walks up with a box. And the figure that just lit this lamp looks at the figure with the box and says, "Oh, back again. This is costing you much. Let me see your offering. Yes, this will suffice. The broken and the brave and the enforcer learned the lore of the One-Eye from the Warden of the Dead. The brave defended a reputation unearned, and the enforcer saw a world that is not. The Valkyrie sent them to the vault to gather secrets, and they fed hunger with steel. The husks provided violence in the streets, and what was inside now watches from without." And at that, we are going to cut away, and we are going to start with Morgan. What would you be doing as the sun is going down on a usual, typical day?
Probably making sure that any work that was tasked out has been completed, making sure all heads are accounted for. Nobody got hurt, nobody got lost. There's no mystery to solve.
Okay. So yeah, as you're checking in with everyone, making sure everybody's there, you see a ruckus out in the street, and you see one of the guild enforcers that you have learned to kind of stay away from is getting into an argument with that over the top outlander that carries the boomstick. And as they get into this argument, you hear like voices being raised, and the enforcer saying, "You said that you were going to bring his hide in, and I don't see that bard anywhere. I don't know what you've been doing, but you promised to do that, and you keep saying that you're a man of your word, and yet somehow you didn't bring that bard in." And he kind of shoves the Outlander back, and the Outlander takes a step back. And is, "Aren't you going to say anything? Aren't you going to defend yourself? You got nothing to say? Not going to wave your fancy boomstick around?" And he shoves him again, and he takes another step back. And all of a sudden, as they get closer to the alley, just out of the corner of your eye, if you look around the corner, as the enforcer kind of starts to like pop his knuckles and get closer to him, you see the Outlander kind of splits along the seam right down the middle of his face, and his body turns inside out, and inside it's hard to see what all's going on, but you see a couple of like spiked legs that look like they're from a giant insect, and they stab this guy on either side of his neck, and he just sprays out blood and collapses. And then a few seconds later, the Outlander just walks down the street.
Well then.
Yeah, you didn't know anything about this, Garland. You, Morgan, you would know that wild Outlander does hang out with someone that is well known to the Church of Hermes, because he keeps running messages even though you're supposed to have that locked down. And you know that, he's one of the agitators that hangs around with that bounty hunter. What would you like to do about this situation?
First, I want to make sure that none of the kids saw any of that. That was
you had to kind
particularly
of
violent.
You had to kind of crane around the corner to see it, and you may not want them to go near out in the streets because there's that pool of blood forming underneath the body right now. But
yeah, I'll kind of shoo them inside, make contact with another member of the clergy, and just kind of like, I'm going to go take care of something here. And I step out into the street and very firmly close the door behind me.
Okay.
And it makes that squeaky sound.
Me.
I'm going to check the guild enforcer. Pretty sure that was not something to survive, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, by the time you reach him, he has bled out. There's no... You don't even have to make any particular check. It's just pretty obvious that no one with that much blood that has sprayed out from their arteries is going to be moving at this point.
Oh, he did.
Is there anything else you would like to check out here?
I saw the direction that the Outlander went, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm gonna go mosey my way down that direction.
Okay. So we'll cut away from you at the moment. And we are going to cut to Zindlane. I'm assuming, are you still prone to fall asleep in alleys?
I mean, I'm getting better at it, but every once in a while I slip, especially since I haven't seen my bird friend in a while.
Yeah.
He was kind of keeping me on the straight and narrow.
So you're kind of nodding off in an alleyway, and Abara, who is the one of the enforcers for the cadre of vermin catchers, which is the dominant guild in this neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And Abara is friends with Zindlane because they hung out drinking for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So Abara kind of like nudges you with the toe over boot.
All right.
Hey, Zindlane, wake up.
Whoa.
Wake
Whoa.
up.
Oh, I'm here again.
Yeah, you're here again. Hey,
It doesn't smell as bad as it sometimes does.
your Outlander friend, right? Is
Yeah, I got lots of friends.
well, yeah, but the Outlander with the boomstick.
Oh, that one. Yeah, him.
Yeah. Rumor has it that he got like killed and dumped in the sewers.
What?
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that. Have you seen him lately?
Kind of been off the grid lately. I've been practicing with the new kind of survival skills. I've been doing through survival training. Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to give you a heads up because I know he's one of your crew, and I didn't want you to get blindsided if somebody's like taking you guys out one at a time.
Oh man, yeah, that's really helpful. Okay, I've got to look into this, man. Do you have something that could help me sober up?
Yeah, I guess. Give me a Constitution save.
Sure. Let's see here. Constitution save. I click. Where do I roll? Do I roll the? Nope. There we go. Constitution save. There we go. Okay, that didn't help. I want to click that. Nope. Roll the thing.
Do it. Do it now.
Why didn't it roll? I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. Don't I just click this little B here and make it roll? Oh, I see. I rolled a 17.
Oh, okay. So she breaks something underneath your nose and it fills your sinuses and it like seriously drills into your sinuses and you're not sure you have ever breathed this much in at one time. There's so much air coming into your lungs all of a sudden.
Whoa, that was never done that before. Wow, I need to get some more of those. Thank you. All right, I gotta go find my friend.
Yep.
What sewer did you say he was in?
That I think they said he got dumped into the gate behind the Redemption Alley.
I'm gonna go investigate.
Okay. So now we'll cut over to Barrow. And Barrow, how long would you say it's been since you have seen Garland?
It would help if I unmuted. I think that it's maybe been a day or two. I think that we stayed pretty close to each other. So yeah, probably just a day or two.
Okay. So you are what are you currently doing? It's it's dusk. The sun is going down. What are you doing for the day?
I think that I'm probably getting food from somewhere. Probably just getting a light dinner at a tavern somewhere. Getting ready to call it a night and go find go to my attic that I'm the term
Squatting in?
Squatting. Thank you. Squatting in.
All right. So as you're about to go to one of the food carts in town, which has much better looking meat that you don't ask where it comes from, but it's better than some of the meat carts. So they're kind of wheeling through there and they're trying to get home for the day. And as you're walking, you hear a voice hail you. Borrow! Hey, Borrow!
Whips around and goes, yeah?
And your first impulse is you see a Griffin uniform.
He goes, oh shit! He's about to bolt.
Oh god,
And
it's 5-0.
And then you notice that it is Shania.
Okay.
The
It's you.
Yeah, Borrow. How I heard from some of the people at the watch post that Garland, like, apparently got his head chopped off and was thrown in the sewer. I hadn't heard anything until just recently, but I just wanted to check and make sure, that hadn't actually happened.
He what? No, it had to be somebody else. What?
I mean, I would hope so, but I know he's in a dangerous profession, and I heard he was in trouble for not finishing up that one job. Bringing in your bard friend.
Where was this? I gotta go find him.
I mean, they were saying it was the alleyway behind our guard post is where they dumped him.
Okay, I gotta go.
All right. So, now, Garland.
Yeah.
Now that I killed you off screen.
You're dead. Whole new character.
Where would Garland be at this point?
What time of day is it?
It's sun is going down.
Sun is going down.
Sun's getting real low.
Probably going back to the place. Click the wrong thing. Hang on. We have a document for this.
Back to the cradle?
Yeah. Back to the crib.
So, when you first get to the front door, Mother Ninra, who runs the place, is looking out the door, and she goes, "Oh, I am so glad to see you. Apparently, everyone was wrong."
Wrong about what?
Oh, the rumor has it that you ran afoul of some people that you failed to do a job for, and that they killed you and dumped you in a sewer.
Okay, then. Well, I still feel healthy, so I'm going to say, yeah, that's just the story. I'm good.
Well, then it's good to know that your body didn't get dumped in that alleyway behind the watch post.
Interesting choice of dump location. All right. Well, hopefully this doesn't stir up any trouble, but I suppose I'll find out.
Well, be careful. I'd hate to find out that it actually happened.
Well, I will do everything in my power to make sure that I don't get my butt killed.
And she reaches out and touches your arm and says, "And make sure if you're troubled to come back here and we can spend some time talking about your troubles."
Of course.
And then you just feel like unnaturally calm for a second as she touches your arm.
She's good like that.
So are you also heading for the alleyway behind the watch post?
Yeah, I'm going to go take a look just to see if I can see what's going on.
All right. So we're going to cut back to Morgan. And Morgan, as you have been following this Outlander, you see that he is heading towards the watch post, which is usually not a place you want to go to. The Griffins don't have a great reputation anywhere in the city, but the Griffins in this area, with the exception of Shania, are especially brutal extortionist thugs. Essentially, they are one more gang in this area, and the only reason they aren't the primary gang is because the the cadre of vermin catchers pays them enough to take a secondary position. But you see him cut into the alleyway behind the watch post. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm associated with respectable people. I may have run afoul of a few griffins here and there in my extracurricular activity. So I'm not terribly keen on being here. The Church of Hermes Association only gets me so far, but I'm really, really curious what's going on, because that was some stuff. So if I'm going to keep an eye open and keep an ear open, make sure that, I don't see any of the guards hanging around outside of the watch post. Okay. And continue following him, because great things happen in alleys in Avalon.
So currently, no one is outside the watch post. And as you are, kind of keeping your distance, you see the Outlander walking around the back of the place. And at the far end of the alley on the other side, from one direction, you see that no good barge folk person that keeps stealing messenger jobs from the Church of Hermes. Coming from one direction. Coming from another direction, you see an oddly sober-looking, like with their eyes wide open. You would swear from their features they look more like a noble, but not from their clothing.
And I'm like power walking, and like muttering to myself.
And then oddly, from off to your side, coming along where you're at, you're seeing in the middle of the alleyway the Outlander, and then kind of coming up on your side, you see the Outlander.
Ha The thought plickens.
So I see the bargeman and I go, "You!" And then I see the Outlander coming up and I'm like, "Wait, you? Him?"
Yeah, and at this point, Garland, you see something that looks a lot like you in just now rounding the corner into this alleyway.
Well, you there, Outlander.
And it turns and looks at you, and everybody, as it's turning around, we're in dusk, so give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh. That's not terrible.
I just want to roll 2.
I got a 15.
All right.
Well, I am fairly perceptive. I told you.
Yeah.
So with disadvantage, I still rolled a 22.
Jeez.
I guess you're a little perceptive.
Oh, goodness.
I got a 16.
I got an 8.
I can always count on you.
I think Zindlane just found a crumb of something tasty on their robes.
No, Garland, I'm here to avenge you. What? Wait.
Why aren't you dead?
I come to avenge you and there's 2 of you?
No, I don't even notice the other one. I'm here for you. I'm here to avenge you. Somebody threw you in. Why did they throw you in the sewer?
They didn't.
What? But I'm here to avenge you, I think. Why would she lie to me?
So, anyone that got a 15 or above. So I believe that's everyone except for Zindlane.
Sounds good.
You notice that whoever this is, it looks almost exactly like Garland, except there is just this little tiny line running down the center of his face and down here, and it's harder to tell in the clothes, but it kind of looks like there's a line down the clothes as well.
Don't like that.
Not-
Hey,
not
Bargeman, go
okay.
check it out.
And it is, whoever this is, they're just kind of like turning in circles looking at all four of you as they are in the middle of the alley, and you're kind of in the corners around them.
All right, in my meanest voice, I don't know who you are.
You do too know who I am.
No, I'm pointing at me.
Oh,
Well, it is funny. It is funny though, because the way I have this set up on the grid, you're right across from him with the fake Garland in the middle. So yes, this is totally what Zindlane would
Yeah.
do here.
I don't know who you are,
who's that?
but stop wearing my face, or I'm gonna kick your ass.
And as soon as you say stop wearing my face, this thing happens where the face that you see in the mirror whenever you tend to look at one kind of like folds back, and the clothing starts to fold back and the arms start to fold back. And the weird thing is, all of these things, almost the way they fold back, they almost look like the wings on an insect. And inside is this huge insectal creature with these big spiky forelegs and, you know, four legs that, like, two legs that come out of the abdomen, and it kind of hunches forward now as the body part that looked like Garland folds back into wings on its back.
That's disgusting. I shoot it in the face.
I was just going to say, when you look at this, do you remember the thing you coughed up from the healing potion?
Oh man! Yep. That's what happens when you get a bad roll.
So, if you would all like to roll me initiative, I would appreciate it.
Oh,
God.
damn. I'm going first next round.
I got a 7.
All right.
Oh, damn. I got a 13.
14. Better rogue than the rogue. Oh, yeah.
I got 3. Oh.
And, well, I think this time you're probably a little bit startled by what you're seeing.
I'm pretty and beefy, but I'm not very smart.
What did Zindlane get this time?
I got a 7.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Also not very observant. I'm still kind of confused about the two different Garlands.
All right. So, Garland, you called this thing out, but, you know, it manages to kind of fold its skin back and rush you before...
Uh-huh.
So,
It does.
it runs straight at you. And it is going to use its stab ability, which it has 2 of.
It hurts.
So the first one goes very wide, I'm assuming. It's going to be an 8.
Yeah.
Does a 17 hit you?
Damn. Yes.
All right. So the first pointy forelimb like misses you, but the second one stabs into you, and it does 6 points of damage to you. 6 points of piercing damage as it stabs into you.
Flesh wound.
So, Morgan, you are 15 feet away from Garland and this creature at this end of the alleyway. What would you like to do at this point? You just saw this thing fold back the Garland body onto its back and then stab Garland.
Yeah, that's not right. So I am going to... How does this look? I'm going to point at him and be like, you ain't right, son. And I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
And it is a dex save.
All
and
right.
spell save DC is 14.
All right. All right, it got a 12, so it failed.
Okay. And going to be 6 points of radiant damage.
All right, so this radiant flare just jumps up underneath this insectoid creature in front of you, Garland, and it hisses in pain. However, it is not bloodied yet. All right, Burrow, you are about 20 feet away from this thing that just stabbed your friend.
Okay, I am going to run right in and stab at it, pulling my short swords out as I run towards it and slashing at it with at least one sword.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
That actually bounces off of its insectoid carapace.
Oh, you bugger.
Okay, that's not cool. All right, so I'm going to basically jump back 10 feet from him.
Okay. So you smack it, and it's like, and its mouth parts kind of vibrate a little bit. All right, Zindlane. You
Cool.
just saw Barrow like hit it with one of his sharp swords, and it hit like this big insectoid plate and did not make a scratch on it.
So I'm standing there barehanded and like with my like just kind of ready clothing, just kind of hanging out, you know, just kind of like blowing in the wind. And I close my eyes and clench my fist, and you see like shadows ripple across my body. I'm casting Mage Armor
Okay.
with my at-will ability, and then they concentrate in my closed fist, and and shadow coalesces into a scimitar form as my packed weapon appears in my hand as my action. And I open my eyes and I look, and I'm like, it worked!
And the little voice in the back of your head said, "Of course it worked." And this is the proper course of action, because if you wait for everyone else to go, then all the weaklings can get killed off first, and you can claim anything of value after they're gone.
Right, and now I stab it, right?
If you insist on putting yourself in danger.
I said all that out loud.
Yeah. Yes. This is not an uncommon thing to hear half of this conversation.
Oh, that was my full turn, because
Okay.
that takes a full action.
All right. Garland, you have this thing that has its pointy forelimb that still has your blood on it.
Okay, well, since we're all up in the melee and shit, I'm just going to yank the sword and give him a hack. In fact, I'm going to two-hand this biznitch because I'm perturbed.
Especially if you kind of squint, you can see in the wings, you can kind of see your face still folded up.
Uh-huh.
In this one.
That ain't right. Oh, God damn it. No. A 10 is not going to do it.
No. So, yes, it kind of like puts the armored part of its forelimb up and like deflects your sword as you swing at it. All right, now it is back to its turn, and I think what it's going to do, and this is somewhat ill-advised, but you kind of get the feeling that this thing isn't using a lot of, deeper reasoning at the moment, but it is going to, some spikes grow out of its back, and you're not sure if they grow so much as it's just hunching forward and they come up.
Uh-huh.
And the first one shoots at Barrow.
Pew, pew, pew.
So, does a 14 hit you?
Meter beat, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it hits.
All right. So this spike, even though it is distracted by someone right in front of it, which means he rolled with disadvantage, this shot out, and the spike hits you for... Dun-dun-dun. Ooh. You take 6 points of damage as this chitinous spike shoots into you. And then the other spike is going to shoot out at Morgan. However, I am betting an 8 does not hit Morgan.
No. I raise my shield and this guy goes tink.
And then it, like, you know, clicks its mouth parts and kind of, like, dodges around to look in, and that is its turn. Morgan, what would you like to do?
All right. So I'm looking around and I'm like, who are these people? Why are they so ineffective?
Trust me, you haven't seen it effective yet.
I haven't even acted yet.
You look kind of impressive if it weren't for you talking to yourself. You just summon shadows around yourself.
Yeah, he ain't right either. So I'm going to point at it again.
All right.
And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
All right.
And do some math. Oh, nope. I'm guessing a 9's not going to do anything for me.
So what does a guiding bolt from a cleric of Hermes look like, just out of curiosity?
It's kind of blue and silvery shimmer, kind of like almost a comet effect. Like it's got like this really brilliant lead and then kind of this blue and silver sparkle behind it.
So Garland, you see this comet like streaking towards the two of you, and the insectoid like moves its head back at the last minute, and the comet just streaks past both of you.
Nice try.
All right, Barrow, what would you like to do now?
All right, so with that bolt that spike that hit me, it didn't make me too happy. So I'm going to jump right back into the fray.
All right.
2 swords at it this time, and I am going to go hacky hack. That one didn't hit. That was a 13. And then that one's even less at an 8. Wow. I am not rolling well tonight.
So yeah, this thing just keeps like turning around in circles and turning its armored point to you every time it like turns around in circles.
And with that, I will see, I went in 10 feet. I'm going to jump back 20 feet this time.
Okay. Okay. Did you use your bonus action to attack with your second weapon?
Yes.
Okay. So it gets the attack of opportunity when you back up?
No.
Ah.
Because of my rakish audacity from Swashbuckler.
Ah, that's right. Swashbucklers get all sorts of movement shenanigans.
Yes.
All right. So that was Barrow's turn. Zindlane. You're seeing people just like missing this thing and having their weapons bounce off of it left and right.
Mm-hmm.
You are about 20 feet away from it.
Cool. Well, I am going to stalk towards it and say, I don't know what happened, but I'm here to avenge Garland, and you seem to be the culprit. I look at Garland with a little bit of confusion, and then I look back at this thing with anger in my eyes, and I mutter a curse, and like shadows kind of swirl out of my mouth as I inflict this thing with a Hexblade's curse as my bonus action.
Nice.
So the target is cursed for 1 minute. The curse ends if the target dies, or I die, or I'm incapacitated. I gain a bonus to damage rolls against the cursed target, and the bonus equals my proficiency bonus.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
So any attack roll I make against a target is a critical hit on 19 or 20, and that's good. If the cursed target dies, I get some hit points.
Okay.
All right, so then I'm going to attack it with my scimitar.
Okay.
Scimitar roll. I rolled a 17 total. 12 plus 5, yeah.
Not quite.
Ah! Can I use my inspiration to reroll?
Do you still have inspiration?
Do I still have inspiration?
No. Normally, if I
don't have inspiration. Ah!
Okay. Well, that's okay. I was just going to say, normally, if I don't tell you the result yet, you can spend it. But once I tell you what happens with your roll, then...
Okay. Well, I thought that was going to hit, so I wouldn't use it anyway.
So, yes, your shadows also bounce off. Like basically, this thing just keeps turning around and turning its blades.
It's still cursed. The curse happens.
Yeah, it is cursed. The scary thing is cursed. Garland, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to spend my bonus action on Fighting Spirit.
Okay.
Fighting Spirit lets me give myself advantage on weapon attack rolls until the end of my current turn.
That's good.
And I also gain 5 temporary hit points.
That's probably good, too, with you being right next to this thing.
Yeah. And now I'm going to attempt to hit this damn thing. Foul demon spawn. Yes, thank God for advantage. All right, that is a 22.
That will hit it.
And since I'm two-handing this business, Joe. I'm sorry, I'm not two-handing it. I'm using this die. So we get that. And I have dueling, so if I'm wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons at the moment, I get a +2 damage.
All right.
Okay. So, that's a whopping 5 points of damage to the beast.
Well, it's
5 more than most people have done.
That's true. And
it's 5 more than I did last time.
It is still not bloodied, but yes, you managed to, as it's spinning around in circles, you finally cut up one underneath one of its plates, and this
I found a gap.
Blackish green goo flings out of it.
Icker.
Glork. All right. So
you know what? Fuck it.
Are you
action surge.
Or action surging?
You're damn right. I'm an action surge. I'm gonna hit it again. That will be a 20.
All right.
And
Garland really wants to hit this thing.
Yes, 7 points of damage.
Right.
All right.
All right, you felt that one, didn't you little bug bastard?
Oh, and it is bloodied now. Just barely, but it's now bloodied. So yeah, you crack some of its carapace when you hit it.
Yeah.
All right, back to its turn. And it's going to poke at Garland. Does a 16 hit you?
Damn it. Yes.
Ooh. That is really? That is 9 points of damage as it skewers you as much as it can skewer you.
Well, that'll take away my 5 extra ones first. Thank God for those.
And Zindlane, does an 11 hit you? I'm doubting it. Okay.
Nope. I got mage armor, so it misses.
It is consistently missing with one of its attacks all the time.
I've intimidated it.
Yes. All right. So, Morgan, what would you like to do? You see that Garland has actually started to injure this thing, but it also poked him really hard.
He and Barrow have both taken damage, correct?
Yeah, Barrow got shot with a spike.
But
6 damage.
Okay, you're fine. You can take it.
He's also 20 feet away from it, so Garland's right next to it.
I'm gonna give a shot with guiding bolt again.
Okay.
So it's made me mad. I'm gonna point at it and go pew pew. And I rolled a 1, so I rolled a 20 the first time I rolled that die, and now it rolled a 1, so.
So Garland, you see another comet go streaking past your face.
One of these times that's gonna hit and it's gonna hurt.
All right. Borrow.
Okay, so he's going to change up his position. Nothing really much actually mechanically going on, but he is going to try to come at a different angle at this beast, but still doing the jumping in 20 feet to slash at it. I am not rolling anything above a 10 right now.
It's time to punish that die.
Yeah, well, I'm using the D&D Beyond roller, so I'm going to stop doing that.
Oh, yeah.
So with missing with both my shots, I'm going to jump back, and it's not Rakus Audacity, it's fancy footwork that I use. So, yep, I'm jumping back 10 feet.
Okay. All right, so you dart in, and it still manages to turn its undamaged plates to you, and both the swords just bounce off, and then you roll away back.
And so is the bug.
Zindlane,
Bug.
what would you like to do? You are right next to this thing.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Wrathful Smite.
Nice. Yes.
So
yes, kill it. Kill it.
as you hear me mutter more words in a language that I don't even understand. So, but first I need to hit it. So I'm going to roll to hit with my shadow crafted scimitar. Actions, attack. Roll well. I rolled a 7. I rolled a 7. I rolled a 2 actually, plus 5. That's not good.
So you get ready to dart in, and it turns the opposite direction, and aims. It's still non-cracked armor at you, and it bounces off the shadow.
But it is still cursed, and Wrathful Smite is still smiting.
Yes. As soon as you hit it, it's gonna feel it. All right, Garland. Everyone has kind of darted in and swung at this thing, and
all right. Let's see what I can do here. Come on, baby. Oh, that's good. That's 21 to hit.
Nice.
4 more points.
All right.
Chipping away.
My dry erase is starting to give out on me. Okay. So, Garland, you smack it again, and it hisses at you. And at the start of this turn, even though it is unwise, it starts running from you.
Oh, hell no.
And let's see, that is... Yeah, that's what it's going to do. So it's going to... Garland and Zindlane, you both will get attacks of opportunity on this, but it's going to go right next to Morgan, and then it is going to scurry up the wall. So then Morgan will get an attack of opportunity if it survives the first 2. So, Garland, would you like to take your attack of opportunity first?
Yes, please. Damn it. That's only a 12.
All right. Zindlane.
That's me.
Yes.
Yes. I swing at it, and I try to hit it, and it'll be awesome when I do. I swing it with my scimitar. 16 is probably not going to hit since the 17 missed before.
No. All right. So it makes it to the wall of the station, and now it's starting to crawl up the wall of the station. Morgan, would you like to take a swing at it?
I absolutely would. 17?
No, just barely misses.
Damn it.
So it continues to climb up to the top of the of the watch station, and it is now on the roof.
All the way to the roof already?
Yes.
How high is the roof?
It is, let's see, it moved 20 feet away from you, and it went 20 feet straight up because it's got climb speed, so it did not slow down as it was climbing.
Okay, cool.
So it is 20 feet up. So I will ask Morgan, are you going to pursue this?
Yeah, that's gross. That thing needs to die. Unfortunately, I am not terribly combat oriented, which is odd for a character of mine.
Nah.
I'm gonna try hitting it with guiding bolt again.
Okay. You can easily reach it on the top of the station house yet.
It's 120 feet.
Yeah.
I'm not using that die from before. And nope, I think that's another 17.
Oh.
Jeez. That's the third 17. We've got three 17s and two 16s.
Yep, that was another 17.
All right. Okay, Barrow, you're seeing this thing. It climbed to the top of the station house.
How far would you say I am from the wall?
If you're just going to go straight over, you're about 20 feet, but then you'd still be 20 feet away from where it's at on top.
Okay. Can I use a dash action and climb?
Yeah, it's only going to be half your movement rate, though.
Okay, so that would be... And I realize I've been doing my speed wrong. I looked and my speed's 25. So I won't make it to the top. Can I climb partway up?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll use my dash action and move. So that's 20 feet. And then
you can get 5 feet from the top. But I need
Okay.
you to make me a climb check.
Absolutely. I can do that because I'm good at that somewhat. That will be a 16.
All right, not a problem. So you are just 5 feet from pulling yourself up to the roof. All right. That was Barrow's turn. Zindlane.
Cool. I move forward about 10 feet,
Okay.
and you see, and I mutter some more arcane language, and you see Misty. You see silvery mist appear around my feet, and then you no longer see me where I am, because I am now on top of the roof.
Oof. All right.
I cast Misty Step, where a bonus action lets me teleport 30 feet, up to 30 feet, to an
Friggin' love
unoccupied
that
space
spell.
that I can see. And then I attack it.
All right.
And then it has a scimitar blade coming down in its head. All right, where's my attacks at? Oh, this is better where I fucking work. Yes! Haha! I got a 24. I rolled a 19. Ah, I crit.
Nice. It's all coming together now.
Because 19 or 20, my curse makes it crit, 19 crit. All right, so I do 7, 8, 9 damage plus 1d6. Wait, so I rolled 2d6. How do I crit? How does crit work?
Crit, you double any dice that you're rolling.
Oh, so I roll 2d6 plus 5 then, effectively?
Yeah.
So 12 damage.
All right.
Yep, and I'm standing on the roof.
All right. Garland. you just saw Zindlane like
I sure did, as I was taking aim with my pistol. And now I'm going, ooh, as I pull the trigger, I hope I don't miss.
Oh, no!
Boom! Ooh! Damn it!
What did you get?
17.
Oh my gosh. This would have been like perfect for you to just like pull this out and blow this thing off the roof too.
But boy, that noise that goes through the friggin'
Oh yeah.
Right?
So much for not alerting the guards.
Yeah, right outside the guard post. Boom. All right, so we cut back to it, and it realizes that you're not letting it run away. So now it is looking firmly at Zindlane, and the first spiky limb hits you for 22. Does that hit?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you were saying 22 damage, and I was like,
No.
ah! I fall off the roof.
Holy shit.
That was only 4 points of damage with
4
that
points
one.
of damage, so it just carves away a little bit away at my shadow flesh.
And then the other one swings at you, but it only gets an 11 because
11
apparently
misses.
it's just programmed to miss
Hit
with one
once.
and hit with the other.
Nice.
And I actually think, Zindlane, if you have a reaction, you can take an attack of opportunity because it is going to run over to the other side of the roof. So it's going to be next to Barrow.
Nice. All right, now I'm gonna attack with the
Bring it.
scimitar again. Ugh, I got a 12.
Okay.
7 plus 5, 12. Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, you can still see it. It's still on the roof. It just ran to the other side of the roof now.
I can cast one more guiding bolt. Math? Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
Yay. Make sure I'm rolling. Yeah, 46. Math is hard. 11, 15, 18 points of radiant damage.
So she finally, like, you see this comet soar up there, and Barrow, you're like 5 feet from this thing, and the comet makes contact with it, and the limbs are blown all over the place, and you get a face full of this green and black goo that's from the inside of it.
Oh, don't swallow any of that.
I start dancing and cheering. Yeah, we did it! Yeah!
All right.
on the roof of the guardhouse.
I kind of pictured this too, that like I've still got the momentum of my movement using the windowsills and like drain pipes and stuff to make my way up. And it's basically like as I'm like clearing the top to get on top, that's when everything just gets blasted in my face.
Just getting ready to pull yourself up.
Yep. And so, yeah, I'm sitting up on the roof with a face full of ick on my face. Yeah.
And that's like bonus points for me.
Yeah.
I know who he is.
All right. I look over at Morgan. I don't know you, but that was a nice shot. Thank you for your assistance. We should probably all get the hell out of here before the guards spill out of this building. But we should go someplace and talk.
That's a good plan. Let's go.
Do you have a place that you want to regroup?
Right now, hit the darkest alley and at least start putting distance in and make it up as I go.
Hey, Barrow, could you help me get down?
So here's my question.
Just jump down.
I broke my arm when I did that once when I was a kid, and I'm really good at. That's kind of that. It's real high up here.
If you would like to give me an athletics check to see how quickly you can react to get into the alleyways before the watch shows up.
Suck it, son. Natural 20.
Hey-o.
I just go, pew.
What am I rolling?
Athletics check.
Athletics. Oh no, it's acrobatics that I'm proficient in. Aw. I got a big fat +0 to athletics. Rolled a 17.
All right. So yeah, the two of you dart for the nearest hallway. The two of you that are on the roof, you can hear guards starting to come out. How would you like to react to this?
I say, okay, I'll help you, and just kind of like pull him and try to like take him off the roof, and then try to follow right after him.
Okay. Are you doing this quickly or carefully?
Quickly.
Only gravity. Don't worry about it, Zinlane.
All right. Since you're trying to help him, Bara, would you give me a dexterity save?
Oh no. I rolled a 1.
This is going great.
So, Zindlane, here, I will actually give you an option here.
Mm-hmm.
Either he doesn't help and you're stuck hanging off the roof, or you fell, but you're down.
I think he tries to help, and I'm like, I got nervous and like kind of fell, but I'm like hanging from one hand from the edge of the roof, and he gets down just fine.
Yeah, I helped him, and as I was helping him, I slipped on some of the goo that's on this roof.
So yeah, you're still not all the way down yet. So
right. No, I'm like hanging from the edge of the roof.
So you see him hanging there. Bara, what would you like to do?
I jumped down myself.
Okay.
And then kind of like, I know there's a size difference, but I'm like, come on, jump! I'll get you.
I will catch you.
Since you are doing this quickly, give me an acrobatics check with disadvantage as you jump off the roof.
Okay, 11 acrobatics check, 18.
Okay. So you manage to kind of grab something and scale your way down, and you make it down, and you're underneath him, and you can definitely hear the officer say, "I sounded like a gun that went off here. Yeah, and I thought I heard footsteps on the top, and they're definitely about ready to come around the corner." So
I let go and fall into his arms.
Okay. So Zindlane, give me a dex save at advantage.
Dex save at advantage. All right, I got a 16 and a 16.
Okay. So you're both prone, but nobody took any damage. Both of you give me an athletics check at disadvantage to see how well you can scurry up from the ground and get into an alleyway before the griffins get here.
Check. I got a 5.
Yeah.
I got a 6.
You there? What are you doing?
I had an escape plan for us.
As we're tangling together on the ground, I whisper in his ear, "I have an idea. Play along."
Okay.
What does Zindlane want to do?
Zindlane is going to fake a romantic moment.
So
find us wrestling. They find us wrestling in the shadows outside of the guard post.
There's four griffins come around the corner, and like all of a sudden, like they stop and look at each other, and they're like, "We thought we heard a gun go off."
Oh, you heard something, all right.
Barrow's just mortified. He's dead silent.
So
it was the sound of the world shaking.
Both of you give me a perform check. Because I'm thinking this is more nonverbal here.
I got a 24.
Of course.
I managed to pull off a good roll with that one, and that is a 17.
If you see anyone with a smoking gun around here, just yeah, okay.
I like
They just kind of drift off.
smoking gun. Is that what they're calling it now?
And then, like, as the griffins kind of like walk around the corner, like just like a half second after the last one walks around the corner, a bit of insectile goop hits the ground beneath, right behind him.
We get up and book it.
So yeah, when we cut back to the darkened alleyway, Morgan and Garland, you're both in this alleyway, and it's been like, it's only been a few seconds, but these are seconds of eternity, and you expect somebody to be right behind you, and they're not there, and they're not there, and they're not there. What are the two of you getting ready to do?
Oh, we may have to just book it.
I mean, that's cool.
And then right as you're both planning on cutting out, the two of them come around the corner. How do the two of you look as you're coming around the corner?
I'm laughing.
I've just got that like deer, like catatonic deer in the headlights look.
I'm just like full of energy, and my eyes are all bright, and like my face is flushed. Yeah.
The hell took you guys so long?
We were having a moment.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did they see you?
Yeah, you could say that.
You could say that.
They didn't stop to ask you any questions?
They asked us one question, and then they walked away. I can be very convincing.
All right, I'm not even gonna worry about that.
Don't.
Let's all just kind of yeah. All right. So, where's a good place to go hang out at this time of night?
The Moat House. Moat House is always fun. I feel like a victory drink is in order.
I could use a drink, yeah.
Yeah, after that bug, I could use a drink. The Moat House it is.
All right, Morgan, are you going to travel with them to the Moat House?
I just kind of shrug, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
So you cut a couple alleyways down, and you see the Moat House. The smaller, less impressive building next to the other one. And you just walk in.
Yeah, you roll right in.
All right.
Been pulling the stuff off my face and cleaning myself up as we've been making our way there.
So when you walk in, and are you going to sit at the bar, or are you going to find a table?
Oh, we'll find a table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely table.
So as you find a table, a few minutes later, Abara, Zindlane's friend, walks over and pulls up a chair, and she walks over and she Rikers the chair, and she scoots up and she's like, "Hey, I'm really surprised you guys just came in here." And then she looks over at Morgan and she goes, "Abara."
I reach out and shake her hand. Morgan.
All right, good to meet you.
We're here to celebrate.
I'm assuming that Morgan is obviously a cleric of Mercury or of Hermes. Is that?
Yeah, okay. She's pretty.
So she's immediately kind of, she's fine. You have an official standing that people respect in the city. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that you just walked straight in here. You do know that, like, apparently, your friend here, and she nods over at Garland. He's been like on a crime spree the last week or so. Like, people are starting to think it's not possible for him to have been in as many places as he's been.
What did
That's
you,
because
what?
I wasn't.
I mean,
What happened?
Well, I mean, we heard that he had gotten into a fight with some enforcer somewhere, and then we also heard that he had been decapitated and thrown in the sewers. But then we also heard that he stole a bunch of food. That was the weird one, because I mean, stealing's not that strange, but like, stealing from a vendor's cart, it was just like he ran up to a vendor's cart and pushed the person aside and just ran off down the street pushing the vendor's cart.
One me.
Yeah, you can say that, but I'm pretty sure the Griffins are looking for you now.
That's all right. I think we can figure this out. Zindlane, that bug.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Remember that bad healing potion I got?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
a trip.
Yeah, that bug was impersonating me. It looked like me.
Oh my gosh. Abara, it wasn't him. It was a bug.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it was a magical bug that came in a potion.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure the Griffins will appreciate that, right, as they beat the shit out of you.
We should probably leave.
Do you have any
here.
proof that the magical potion bug did these crimes on your behalf?
There's a pile of goop.
I mean, the bug is dead, and I know where it is.
Maybe we should find the apothecary, since it was their potion that did it.
Yeah, but her potions, aren't always reliable. So I mean, we had it coming. When you roll the dice, you take your chances.
So-
We should. I'm like looking around and like sobering up, like
So
from
who
all the
got-
adrenaline, looking around the room.
Who got dumped in the sewers then, if it wasn't you? Because I mean, if there was a bug, and she's like, I'm not willing to buy into this theory yet, but if there was a bug, and you killed the bug, and you're still here, then that still leaves a third Garland that got dumped in the sewers.
Yeah, I thought I was
Or-
coming to avenge you.
Or the bug got its head chopped off, fell in the sewers, and then it didn't care that it didn't have a head, or it regrew it
Oh,
because it's a bug.
Or maybe it's a bug and it multiplied.
oh.
I don't even want to start thinking about that.
How many baby garlands are there around the city now?
There's another one out there. I'm going to get real mad real quick.
Should have used protection.
Should have not got hurt. Needed a potion.
Yeah, that's how you mean protection. That's how you don't get hurt.
Yeah. Hi, Mama. I know you're playing a game, but love me.
Right.
Well, we'll deal with the possibility of another one out there later. For now, I want to have a drink and relax a minute.
Should we go check out the sewer? No, I want to drink too. But we should. I don't know. Can we drink here? Is it safe? I want to look around.
I mean, there's definitely not any Griffins in here.
Oh, that's good.
I think we're good for now. I'm sure the Griffins will accost me if they see me during the daylight.
I'm kind of tired too. That was a lot of work.
I mean, you did a lot of, fancy words and that, blink up to the roof there. I mean, I'm sure that took a lot of energy.
Yeah, I've been practicing. I'm so glad it worked.
Morgan, all of them are used to this kind of ritual after a night of excitement. What are you doing here?
Well, definitely something ain't right with that one boy. All his mutterings and half conversations. And then, I mean, I'm a scoundrel. But then there's this guy that's always undercutting our business. And then there's an outlander with the boomstick that just shot a bug and got the griffins almost on my tail. So I'm not quite sure what to think. I'm still curious.
Oh, where are my manners? I haven't even introduced myself yet. I'm Garland Bach. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Hi. Yes, I'm Zindelaine.
And I guess you already know me, even though I don't know you.
No, I know you.
Barrow, what have you been doing?
See, you haven't heard of me? Okay.
Also, for that cold open, I am going to award everyone inspiration.
Woo! Anyhow, so what made you come into the alley, Morgan, to encounter the bug?
Well, it's not every day you're shepherding your kids inside after a long day's work and you see someone's face split open and stab a guy to death.
Oh, you got to see him do his trick where he went from me to bug.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Who did he stab?
He killed a guild enforcer.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That's not good at all. That's really not good.
Yeah, they're going to come looking for me.
What guild?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. You never specified which guild.
Here's my question here, because we didn't get the chance to develop this with John as much. Who was after the bard when you granted him mercy? My thought, and you can veto this if you have a better idea, but I'm thinking it's probably someone from the Extortioners Guild.
Yeah.
That seems like the guild that he was most likely to have upset.
That works.
So yeah, this was an enforcer for the Extortioners Guild that was looking to check back in with Garland for not bringing in the bard when he was assigned to do that.
Yeah.
Well over a month ago.
Are
Well,
there
look at
any
you, man.
Extortioner Guild peoples in here?
They don't have a regular guild house that you know of.
In the bar with us.
Oh, not that you know.
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
I mean, the Extortioners Guild is a little bit better about not advertising their people as much.
Gotcha.
Well, that's my problem. I'll deal with it when it comes. Although the more I think about it, the more I think that bug's going to be important.
I really do think we should probably talk to the apothecary.
I think I need to borrow. Borrow.
Wait, what do you need?
I need you to help me climb up on the roof of the Griffin's watch post and get the carcass of the bug and bring it to them. I mean, you can take off after we get it off the roof, but since it still has my face on part of its, stanky ass, I want to be like, look, there's been reports. This is it. We killed it. Leave me alone.
Reports of my untimely demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Right.
Well, yeah, I'll certainly get you up there, and I'm not going to be taken off after that. I mean, we got to see this thing through.
All right. Well, that's cool. I can appreciate that.
Would you like to do that tonight?
I think that would be important to go back and do that ASAP just in case that bug disappears.
Donating a rat's running off with its carcass or something like that.
All right. Who's in on this this carcass heist?
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
All right.
All
So
right.
you have a round of drinks and you
I do not have a drink.
Okay.
I'll have yours for courage.
Excellent choice.
Oh goodness. If I hadn't already given you inspiration, I would offer you inspiration to go into this encounter drunk.
I mean, I'm kind of built for this. I have a 16 constitution.
All right. So, you get back to the alleyway across from where the watch post is at. And I am going to say, how are you approaching this?
You mean direction-wise, or?
Yeah, because like every so often somebody comes out of there and walks around the place. Sometimes they, sometimes instead of using the indoor plumbing, somebody just goes into the alleyway and relieves themselves. Every once in a while, a couple of watch officers just walk around for a few minutes and go back in.
We'll eyeball it for a second. Make sure that there isn't a standard, patrol come out, go around, and then go back in.
Okay. Would someone like to give me an investigate check?
Ooh, investigate.
And if anybody wants to substantially help the person making the investigate check, I will let you help them to roll with advantage.
I'll probably help with like scouting out, maybe take different vantage points from different alley crossways to try to to keep an eye on everything.
Okay.
I offer to help, but then get distracted by arguing with myself about whether or not I'm supposed to be here.
Yes. I have no investigation.
I don't either.
I have passive investigation. I don't have active.
But I will take point on it and
okay.
I'll help.
Yeah, Zindlane, you're hearing this voice saying, "This is not momentous enough for us. Our destiny lies somewhere else."
I control my own destiny. I've told people that before, and I've been told that, and I learned that. And
keep telling yourself that. I will show you where the destiny that you're supposed to have is, and then it will be completely yours.
Right. Yeah, see, my destiny is my own. That's right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Yes.
When I started this shtick, I had not watched Venom, but now that I have watched Venom...
Sure.
You're making us look bad.
All right, I got a 7.
Was that with advantage?
That was with advantage, yes.
I'm gonna say, you're watching this and you're sure you know the patterns. You're good.
All right, let's go get this thing.
I want to do something real quick before we spring into action.
Okay.
I'm going to take a little bundle of plant matter out of my pocket, and I kind of go, whoo, and it starts smoking. And I wave the smoke around us, and I cast Pass Without a Trace, which gives us a plus 10 to stealth.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
And we also can only be tracked by magical means, and that's concentration for up to an hour.
So, are you going to stealthily cross the street to get to the back alleyway?
Damn
Absolutely.
right.
All right. Give me a group stealth check that's probably going to look ridiculous, but there's a chance you could all roll terribly.
How does that work? We all just roll stealth? Or
Yeah,
what?
you all roll stealth, and if the majority of the party makes it, then you have succeeded.
A plus 10? Is that what this is?
Yep.
Yep, plus 10.
I got a 32.
I got an 18.
Yeah, an 18.
29.
All right, since all of you made the check, You have a few more minutes before anyone shows up. So you clearly get across the street. Nobody sees you. You're in the alleyway, and it seems pretty clear at the moment.
Awesome. All right, let's get up there and get that carcass.
Okay. Is everyone going to climb up to the roof?
I'm thinking we just have Barrow climb up because he's the best climber, and he can shove the carcass off, and I'll catch it.
Okay.
Because what could go wrong?
Sounds like a plan.
With the way I've been rolling, you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
Let's do it. It's not me getting crap on him this time.
All right. So, Barrow, if you're going to follow through on this plan, if you would give me both a climb check and a stealth check at disadvantage, because it's kind of hard to climb and be quiet at the same time.
Okay, climb check is 20.
Okay.
Stealth.
Don't forget your plus 10.
Oh, yeah. So that will be 3 math. 32 is the first one. Let me see what the second one is. And the second one is 19.
Okay. So you're on the roof. You see the back and the thorax are kind of left, but like a lot of the head and the legs were just splattered by the comet. So are you going to just toss down the back and the wings to Garland?
Yeah, I kind of quietly say, this is all that's left.
Huck it
Kinda
down.
Chuck it down.
All right. Garland, give me a dex save.
Dexterity saving throw. That is a 12.
Okay. This was not overly momentous, but you managed to like get the wet slap in your chest, and you have the goo running down your chest, but the wings didn't like hit the ground and break. So
right.
You got these wings. What are you gonna do with them now?
Well, if it doesn't have my face on it anymore,
I am going to say I'm trying to think of a good I'm just gonna say it's a straight intelligence save. Anybody looking at the wings, give me an intelligence save.
I can do that. I like intelligence. I have some.
14.
14.
What's Zinlane get?
5.
Zinlane is not paying attention.
Lane's like, what?
Why are they looking at a giant bug carcass?
I'm
like flicking the scimitar around in my hand, just trying to like make it do stuff.
So the two of you can, it's not obvious at first. You can see the pattern of Garland in the wings, but you will have to fold them a certain way to make it evident that it looks like Garland, because if someone just glances at it, you know, like his face is in 5 different spots on the wing. So
Mad Magazine folded.
Yeah, it will basically take some folding to get to this to look like Garland.
Well, it's worth a shot. All right.
At this point, I'm sliding down
Okay.
to the street.
Give me another dex or another climb and another stealth at disadvantage, which probably will still be phenomenal. So,
Well, I didn't do so hot on the climb. I rolled a 1 on that one.
oh,
Oops.
what'd you get on the stealth check?
Okay, well, my first one's a nat 20. Let me see what I roll lower than. Oh! I rolled a nat 20 on my disadvantage roll. Stealth.
You rolled 2 20s? Wow.
So you blew the climb, but you hit the ground like
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is what's great about this. You took 8 points of damage from falling off the roof.
I did it as quietly as possible.
No one heard you. Just one minute you were on the roof,
climb back.
and the next minute you were gone.
You're already down? I didn't even.
You can totally do the cat thing and walk around the corner like, yep, I meant to do that.
Yep.
I have a feeling I fell and like I took the damage, but like I had enough self-control that I'm just like, you just see me going like, in pain, but not making a single sound.
All right. Time to put on the innocent face and go dook, 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 dook on the door to the guardhouse.
So I am going to say, just to let you know beforehand, you can have that plan anyway. But to get this to fold up properly, I'm either going to say medicine, or if you have some form of crafting skill that would work with, like somebody that was good at, folding up puzzles or something of that nature, that would work too.
I have sleight of hand.
Do you have medicine?
I am not proficient in it. I do have a bonus in it.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I would let sleight of hand be something that you attempted with us too.
Actually, my bonus in both sleight of hand and medicine are the same. So
okay. So are you still going to walk in before you fold it up?
I want to fold it up before he goes in there.
All right.
All right. Well, that wasn't great. Yeah, I only rolled a 7.
It looks like Garland for a second, but then when you try and get the other half of the face, it makes another part pop back out. So there's kind of like Garland's nose, and then the other half of the face goes out. However, you did not fail by enough that you damaged the wings. You just didn't quite get them to line up properly.
That's all right. I'm still excited about this plan. I'm going to do it.
So, in case you couldn't infer from that, it is possible to fail enough to actually damage the wings. So, would anyone else like to attempt to fold these back into garland shape?
Yeah. Barrow's not feeling too great, so I'm not going to be chancing too much right now.
I'm looking around for Shania.
I mean, you're not really seeing anyone on the streets at the moment.
Oh, you're just messing around with the. Okay, sorry, I missed. Oh, we're not in the guard. Oh, we're still in the street.
No, you didn't
Why are we
go.
still in the street? I thought we were going to the guardhouse.
How about a 6?
I'm clearly paying attention.
This does not look like Garland, and you get the feeling you came close to breaking one of these wings off, but you didn't. If that tells you where the breaking point is on the skill check,
yeah,
damaging the wings.
Yeah.
Well, Zindlane heard that Garland wanted to go inside, and then just kind of assumed that everybody was going inside.
I thought we went inside. What are we doing still out here?
All right, well, shit like this works better under pressure. We're going to go in and we're going to do it live in front of them.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
All right. So
between the two of us, maybe one of us can give the other one advantage or something. Look, we've tried it. Now if we both kind of...
You get that wing, I'll get this wing. We'll meet in the middle. All right. So who all is going into the guardhouse?
Ooh.
I'll go.
I'm sheepishly taking up the rear.
All right. So you get to the front of the guardhouse, and they slide open the wooden slat. What's your business?
Hi. How you doing tonight? I'm Garland Bach.
He looks at you for a minute, and then you see him look over to the side, and he looks back at you and says, would you like to come inside?
I would, but I would like for you to listen to us and hear our explanation before you slap me in irons and say I'm under arrest.
Oh, we're real good listeners.
Good.
Ah.
I'm going to trust you on this. I'm taking your word for it.
I mean, anybody that wants to make an insight check, they totally can. But I'm just throwing that out there.
I have insight. I'm good at the insight. Not so good this time. That's
I want to
12.
do it. I would like to know. I would like to insightfulness.
13 on insight.
16.
So, of everyone, Zindlane picked up that they just want him inside.
I think we should talk to them out here. Maybe on the roof or something.
Look, sooner or later we're going to have this conversation anyway, so let's just do it and get it over with.
So
Okay.
they slide open the door and they motion for you to come inside.
All right. I need you guys to be very careful with this. And I emphasize the bug that we're carrying.
So they wait for everyone to come in. Is Barrow going to come in there last?
Yeah, I'm kind of taking up the rear, kind of keeping a low profile.
So they close the front door
Low
and
profile because he's
slide the bolt back.
All right. The story you're about to hear is fantastic, but true. This is not going to be the weirdest thing you've ever heard in this town. Trust me. Stories of me running around and doing bad things, killing people, stealing things. Okay? Recently. Stuff like,
And he's looking at something that's clearly a wanted poster and nodding as you're saying all of these things.
Those things that I wanted for were perpetrated by this bug. Okay?
And at this point, you start hearing, like, some of the officers are entertained enough by this that people are starting to, like, draw up numbers on a thing and setting aside silver coins.
I'm sure there's cool going on. Barrow, go put 10 on me. Never mind. Okay. So as I was saying.
So bug, yeah, go ahead.
Bug, okay? This bug, I got a bad potion from the apothecary. I needed some healing. The healing potion had a weird effect. This bug grew inside me, and then I barfed it up, and it skittered off.
I'm acting out I'm acting out his story as he does this.
Okay? Because it came out of me, when it grew up, it was able to take my face. Okay? And if my new friend Morgan here will assist me, if we fold the wings just so, you can see the face. And we attempt to...
So first, I would like you... This is up to you, because this was entertaining enough that this can either be a perform or a persuade check on your part. And I'm going to give you advantage because Zenlane was acting out the...
Awesome. Performance and persuasion. Ooh. I have +0 in both of those.
Oh, man. I'm very good at both of those. I have +5 in both of those.
I'm going to go with persuasion.
Okay.
Because I'm attempting to persuade. But hey, I get advantage, so...
Yeah.
That's like
everything you got 2 of. Big money, big money.
Imagine what it would be like if you were +5 and advantage.
What's that?
I said imagine what it would be like if you were a +5 and had advantage.
Oh. Well, that would be an 11.
So the Griffin sergeant is going to look at you and say, I don't want to do this the hard way. You're pretty impressive looking person, but I do have a station house full of people I can just keep throwing at you. So
I get it.
If you'd set your weapons on the table, I will let the esteemed cleric of Hermes attempt to show us what you're trying to get us to see, but I need you to set your weapons over there and stand over there. All right?
Look, I am going to comply because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm being upfront with you people here. All right? So yeah. So I will lay down my sword and my pistol. Step off to the side.
And you have two griffins on either side with their truncheons out.
Oh, two on either side or just two?
No, two on either side.
Well, four total?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm impressed. All right.
If you would,
You can do this. I believe in you.
Your Holiness.
This die is going over there. I got an 8.
But.
I have not told you how this has turned out yet, and you do have advantage. I'm
I
not
have
saying.
I have advantage?
You have inspiration, I mean.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to use that bad boy. Because I haven't even gotten to do anything fun. I'm not going to jail. Okay. New die. I got a 7.
So they're looking at this thing. I mean, it kind of looks like there's a face in the wings, but that could be like what do you call that? What's that when you squint and you can see a picture in something? And like there's like 5 guys that come up with different names that are completely wrong for. What is that? I'm not sure what that's called. Yeah, but you've seen what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Just like like every once in a while when you buy some sourdough and you can see Odin's face in it. Yeah, that type of thing.
Look, esteemed gentlemen of the guard, as a witness, I saw this creature face split open, stab a guy, walk behind the alley, and then this guy shows up. I motion. There were 2 of them. And then this guy, and I point to the carcass, just kind of opens up.
Look, we'll cut you a deal. If you can bring us something in 24 hours that looks like this guy, that is also a bug, we'll get rid of this warrant.
Huh.
We
just did it.
as there's like 1/4 of a face on one way.
Deal.
It's done. I mean, we got it, right? Like, great.
But I mean, I'm just saying, if we have to come after you after 24 hours, we have to come after you. And you notice, like,
I get it.
The biggest of them are all kind of like holding their truncheons like lovingly, as if they've used them.
I would also just like
too
to
often
state
in
for
the
the
past.
record that this fine cleric of Hermes is not an associate of mine. Just literally met tonight when we fought this bug. So I didn't she's not trying to cover for me. She saw.
I mean, you all should be thanking us for taking care of this bug on your roof.
Well, that too.
Like, isn't there a bounty for, like, big old nasty bug things that stab people?
Nope, not at all. 24 hours.
All right. Next time I see a pointy bug thing that's stabbing people, I'll just let you all deal with it.
Appreciate your help on this, gentlemen.
Yep. 24 hours.
24 hours. You want to keep this one?
I lean over to Borrow. They should be thanking us.
Not really, but I guess maybe we should, because that's a really big bug.
There you go. All right, enjoy.
Don't eat it.
Like, he looks at you like, why would that even occur to me?
Who knows? I mean, for all we know, if you cook it, it tastes great. We don't know.
So they lift the bar and open it and slide the door open.
Get you on the flip side.
And at this point, it's probably a couple hours to midnight.
All right, then. We should probably get a good night's sleep. Because I'm probably going to jail tomorrow. But in the morning, I'm going to go look for more bug, like...
I was gonna say, I would totally, laugh my ass off if it was just like, well, I'm probably going to jail tomorrow night, so tomorrow we're just gonna party all day long.
Most likely go to jail in the morning. I want to recast my false life, so you see like the shadow kind of like rearrange itself around my bulk, or the shadow bulk rearrange itself around my body. Because I was down to 4 total 10 hit points. Okay.
So
it's an at-will ability that I can cast.
So everyone goes back to their place where they usually sleep for the evening.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I might be following the cleric and being like, yeah, so you guys can heal people, right?
Stone face.
I mean, I guess if I have to pay you or something, I guess I could possibly, but
Slight interest.
okay, how much would it be?
I don't know. Actually, do I even
Yeah, I actually heal.
Well, there's something like, can you substitute one of your spells? Or yeah, you can use like a domain spell slot or something to heal.
Okay, look. I'll heal you. But I don't want to hear about you undercutting us anytime soon.
He stops. There's a long pause. And he goes, okay, you won't hear about it.
Of course not.
I mean, that sounds like you could make an insight check there.
Okay, have a good night.
Okay. How about, like, for a certain amount of time?
Rest of the month. Next 4 weeks.
He kind of, like, grabs his coins and kind of, like, okay.
Lucky I only got 2nd level slots left. I rolled 1s. You get 6 hit points left back.
That's better than nothing, I guess.
And she is not a life cleric, so you get what you get there.
Hey, Hermes gives, Hermes takes away.
No, trickery makes much more sense.
All right, he's like, okay, thank you, and yeah, hail Hermes or whatever.
Oh goodness. So you go back to your attic.
Yeah.
So you go to your attic, Zindlane. You go to your your alchemical alley. Garland, you go back to your to the cradle. And Morgan, you actually can stay at the Church of Hermes. And because in case you're new to this stream, the Streets of Avalon, once again, seen here, if you'd like to pick it up. In the Streets of Avalon setting, it is using the slow natural healing rules, which means as everyone sleeps for 8 hours, you get a short rest.
Yay.
So you may...
Oh, that applies to spells coming back too, doesn't it?
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
So you may all spend hit dice and recover whatever recovers on a short rest. And actually, I think at this point, if anyone would like to take a break, we can take about a 10-minute break here, and anybody that needs to do anything, you can go do that, and I will pause this for a moment, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So we are back from our break. Everybody is settled back in and completely refreshed, especially their characters, which are completely repressed. Completely repressed.
Help,
All
a
right.
big repressed.
So early in the morning, Morgan, there is a young man that works as one of the messengers that he's always a little dirty. He's always got a hat, a wide brimmed hat that's a little bit too big for him. And his name is Coral. And he comes up to you and says, "Hey, I didn't get a chance to check in with you yesterday, but I had a message that I was supposed to take to that big guy that people are saying died in the alleyway. Is he really dead, or should I deliver this message?"
Well, as far as I can tell, he is not dead.
Okay. So I should go to where he usually is at and deliver this message then?
How about you let me deliver the message? Because he may be dangerous, and I don't want you risking yourself.
And you notice like his shoulders slump because he's not going to get his tip. Like he got paid to do the delivery, but then he's always kind of hoping that you'll get the tip when he actually delivers it. He goes, okay, I guess. It might be dangerous.
Does Garland tip well?
Depends.
So he hands you the message.
I'd rather you lose that on your tip than get hurt.
Guess so. I mean, I've delivered a message to him before. He didn't kill me then.
No, I think things are a little bit more complicated this time.
Right. Fine.
If he has a tip for you, I'll make sure to pass it along.
And he brightens a little bit. Okay. And he runs off. So you have this additional message. Where did you all plan to meet up again?
Well, my plan was to go to see if we could find the one that was beheaded and thrown in the sewers. And if it was in fact a different one and not this one who just, grew back or if it was this one and it grew back a head and the head's still down there, all the better, whatever. So that was my plan.
Okay. So were you going to meet in the alleyway behind the Griffin station again?
Sure, why not?
Man, I really gotta stop hanging out with you guys.
We're exciting, that's for sure.
So
Not like the Griffins are after you.
do you all show up at the appointed time then?
I'm 5 minutes early.
I'm 15 minutes late.
I'm early as well because I always get to places early and scout the location to make sure that,
Yup.
it's kosher.
Okay, I may be a minute behind.
Just like in real life.
So basically, Morgan and Garland will show up around the same time, both trying to be early. And then a little bit later, Barrow shows up. And then a while later, Zindlane shows up. So, Morgan and Garland, what do you say to one another as you show up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
One of my kids had a message for you.
Oh, really?
And I hand it over.
All right. So, the message says that Marley from the House of Odin, your friendly neighborhood Valkyrie, has some additional information about the collaboration between the Liche and the House of Odin. And whenever you have a chance, she would be glad to share that information with you. Whenever
Awesome.
you can stop by the well.
Excellent. Good news.
And my young gentleman was hoping that maybe you might have a tip for him. He was very disappointed he wasn't going to get to see you.
Oh, which boy is this again?
Young man, kind of a little unkempt, large, oversized.
Oh, the big hat. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna reach into my pocket. You can give him this copper piece.
Well, thank you. I'm sure he'll very much appreciate that.
He's a
Got to
good.
keep these kids happy.
Uh-huh.
So, about the time that you're seeing Garland hand over the copper piece to Morgan, that's when Barrow shows up.
Oh.
So does Barrow have anything to say as he shows up on the scene?
You're muted, Brandon.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get the window got like super tiny and I didn't realize it. So yeah, Barrow is just like, hey guys, did I miss anything?
We got news from the House of Odin, from Marley, that there's more information on the collaboration between the House of Odin and the Liche.
Oh yeah, that.
Yep. So we got to swing over there at some point and say hello and get the info. Oh yeah, Morgan. Yeah, you don't know what that's about. So yeah, apparently back in the day, the Liche priests and the House of Odin collaborated on imprisoning some undead shambling thing that was very, very dangerous deep within the bowels under the city. And it got out.
As such things are wont to do.
Yeah. And we kind of got tied up in it. I don't even remember how. It's just we were in the right place at the right time.
You fell into the sewers.
Fell into the sewers. And so, yeah, we've been investigating, trying to figure out what's going on, see if we can figure out what it is, how to kill it, so that we can find it and make sure it doesn't hurt anybody. Because undead, bad, very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, excuse me.
Oh, lack of judgment on somebody's part, just locking it up and not taking care of it properly.
Yeah, well, they had some major wards and things unfortunately, after an excessive amount of time, some of the stuff kind of started to fail, and so, but we shall see. Or somebody maybe, let it out on purpose, which then, somebody's going to get their butt slapped. Yeah, so that was a thing.
And then,
hey, you'll get used to the weird stuff if you hang out with us, because we attract it. It's our thing.
And then, as you right as you're saying, you'll get used to the weird stuff. That's when Zindlane shows.
Case in point.
I'm kind of like rubbing the sleep out of my eyes still, and like kind of pulling my hair back and say, "Oh, good, you're still here. You didn't start without me."
Nah, we're ready to go.
Good. What are we doing?
We're gonna go into the sewers, where supposedly someone saw me get my head cut off.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. So we will go to that location. I'm assuming one of us knows where it is.
I do, actually.
Excellent.
Yeah, they were just dumped. Supposedly they were dumped straight down, right down where this loose grate is behind.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Abara gave me pretty detailed description, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, who's ready to go in the sewers again? Woo!
And since none of you volunteered it, and there's no guild members fixing it, the grate is still not fixed. So it just looks like it's secured, but you can just pull that pin out and.
All right.
Yeah, at some point somebody's gonna have to fix that so things can't get out.
Yeah, but then we can't get in.
Minor problem.
So what order are you going to descend these stairs?
I can go first.
Well, you want to go first?
I won't go first.
All right.
No, I do want to go first. Yes, I like going first.
You are opening yourself up to unnecessary danger.
But it's fun. Haven't you ever had fun in your life or whatever you do?
No.
He talks to himself a lot.
That boy ain't right.
I'll probably go ahead and take up the rear.
All right, I'll go right behind Z because, I want to make sure he doesn't get hurt.
All right.
Yeah.
So, as before, there's basically like a set of, square stairs that go down and down and down and down. And you get to the bottom of it, and there's like, the cage that is locked in that you would open up and walk out into the sewer passageway. And Zindlane, when you reach the bottom, what are you doing for light?
It's a good question. I didn't really
I
plan
have
that far
torches.
ahead.
I have a whole pack full of torches.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Morgan if she has a torch. If I could borrow one of those torches hanging off the side of her pack.
It says I have like 10 torches or something ridiculous.
Yep.
So you get the torch lit, and you look outside of the cage at the bottom of the stairs. And as soon as you swing the torch out, you see probably about 20 feet away from where the cage opens up. Last time you were down here, there was a couple crocodiles. Wasn't that weird. This time, there is a crocodile that is enormous. It is bigger than a horse. And it is sitting out there outside of this area. You also notice that very close in front of it, there appears to be a shape that physically looks a lot like Garland without his head. and this thing is kind of walking towards that.
Oh.
Shoot my crossbow at it.
I was going to say I want to throw my boomerang at it.
All right. Well, even though it can't reach you yet, let us roll initiative and see how this turns out.
I got you beat, Bob.
All right. So, what did Zindlane get?
2.
Nice.
I rolled a 1.
What did Morgan get?
I rolled a 2 for a total of 4.
What did Garland get?
I got a 15.
Wow.
I rolled better.
And what about Barrow?
26.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, this is the rakish audacity. I get my charisma bonus to my initiative now.
Oh,
Damn.
nice.
All right. So, Barrow, you see everyone planning on shooting this thing. You're in the back, and you can, now that the torch is shining out there, you can see this thing. What are you going to do?
So, with me being in the back, how far away am I from it?
Technically, probably about 25 feet angled, down because you're up further on the stairs.
Okay. I'm going to try to prove my worth on this, and I am going to go at it, move my full 25 feet, and slash at it with one of my short swords.
You gonna get eaten.
So he just pushes past all of you, goes out of the cage, and goes up to the crocodile.
Oh, I thought it was the headless thing.
No, this is the crocodile that's bigger than a horse.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to not run up to the crocodile?
Yeah. I am going to hold my action then, and if the crocodile gets near me, I will slash it with my short sword.
Okay. So, that was Barrow's turn. Garland?
Quick question.
Yes.
When the story was told, did the body only get thrown in the sewer, or did the head get thrown in too?
She said he got decapitated and thrown in the sewers. You're not quite sure if that meant that the head went too. So there might be a head around here as well.
All right, well, that that lizard is going to be trouble, so I'm going to go do the thing, put myself in harm's way. What was my distance again?
You're exactly 30 away.
I don't suppose you got a big chunk of steak, do you?
No, I don't. But I will take my sword and step up and swat it on the nose.
Okay.
Perhaps I can dissuade it with some pointy.
Bad croc.
It's not going to do it. 11.
No. You slap it in its leathery hide, and it doesn't quite.
I think I made it mad.
And it kind of does the crocodile thing that I can't quite do. The low rumbling, and it Which-
The Klingon growl.
Yeah, and it's a lot deeper than, like the other alligator or the other crocodiles you ran into could do that, but this one, being the size that it is, it just kind of like reverberates.
Uh-huh.
All right. And now it's the crocodile's turn.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So, Garland, it's been, going. Now it snaps at you. So the snap, does a 24 hit you?
Why, yes, Jared. A 24 will hit me. Just barely.
So,
I'm going to feel this.
how does 17 points sound?
Ouch, bro.
It snaps on you hard.
Yeah, it did. Woo, son.
And give me an opposed strength check.
Oh, no.
Yeah, baby. I know where this is going. 11.
Thankfully, I rolled real shitty that time. I only got a 7.
Woo!
Yes, this thing bites really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
GM not trying to tell PCs what to do, just pointing out this thing.
Uh-huh. Hey, guys, this thing freaking bites hard.
Morgan.
Okay. So initially I had pulled out my crossbow, and then I saw that happen, and I was like, well, how far, what is it Croc and then body and then us?
It is from where you're at. The body is the closest thing, and then Garland, then the crocodile.
I am going to try to run up and grab the body and try to drag it away.
Okay.
Because I'm like, this needs to be a snatch and grab, which is something I do, but it's a bit heavier than what I normally.
So if you would
snatch.
like to do that, you can easily grab the body and get back to being adjacent with the cage that leads to the stairs. While you're out there, and this is probably ridiculous in your case, but give me a perception check.
I can't use my passive?
Well, your passive will be the floor for this, so you can't roll lower than your passive.
Okay. Well, my passive's a 19.
Okay, okay. So, when you grab the body, you do see the head next to it.
But I'm guessing I can only grab one at a time.
Yep.
I shout, the head! Someone grab the head! It's over here!
Roger.
So, yes, you make it back to right next. You're not inside the cage, but you're right next to it. Zindlane, you saw your friend get bitten extremely hard. And Morgan has the body and is almost back to the stairs. And
Cool.
She also mentioned the head.
I'm gonna put my boomerang back in my pocket, and mutter some words, and then it looks like my hand leaves my body until you realize it's just a shadow hand that's extending from my body, carrying the torch. And I'm going to wave the torch and I'm going to use the mage hand to wave the torch in the crocodile's face.
All right. I'm going to say this isn't going to scare it off per se, but I'm going to say that it's an intimidate to see if it gets its attention.
Yeah. I can even make noises to go along with this too. I rolled a 20. I got a 15 plus 5 is 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely thinking that the torch is a bigger threat than Garland at the moment. So it, like, turns around and looks at the torch, like, almost like trying to see what's behind the torch, but there isn't
Right.
anything. But it's like, this has got to be a threat because there's fire in my face. So it is currently doing that. All right. So now that that's happening, that was Zindlane's turn. We're back to Borrow. What would you like to do?
Okay, so yeah, okay, what I'll do is I will run up to the alligator now. I'll try to do my oh crap, I'm totally blanking on words tonight. But jump in, jump out. So
Okay.
I'm gonna jump in, stab it, and then use my bonus action to jump back out.
Okay.
So for my attack, that'll be a 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay, I'm finally doing something.
The leathery hide of the crocodile does not seem quite as thick as the chitinous shell of the bug thing.
It's a good thing I have Spare the Dying.
Right.
Just doing that small thing. Whenever I go to my character sheet. So is somebody else within 5 feet?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Garland is
So
right next to you.
I do 8 damage there, and then 4, so 12, and then 16 damage total.
All right.
Nice.
Then use my bonus action to back the hell up.
The giant crocodile, oddly, is not bloodied yet.
This is
No
my shock
kidding.
phase.
Garland,
All right.
I am going to say, this is, you don't need to do this, but
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say that between Borrow running up and hitting it and the torch in its face, if you would like to move away, you could probably do so without it taking an attack of opportunity.
I'm grabbing the head, regardless of whether it gets an attack of opportunity or not.
Okay, so you can easily move over to the head and move back to the cage if you want to.
That's what I do.
Okay.
Grab the head. Let's get the hell out of here.
That thing
Oh.
doesn't look like I don't want to play. Yes, I
So-
know you're right. Sometimes I shouldn't rush in.
No, sometimes you need to grab a head with your.
Oh, I could have done.
You
Oh,
should have grabbed the head. Sometimes severed heads are very important. So,
well, I thought I had a good idea too.
on the Croc's turn, it is still fascinated with the torch, but unfortunately, Borrow, it is still going to swing its tail at you. Thankfully, its tail does not automatically grapple.
That's good.
Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah, that hits.
All right. So, the tail does 15 points of damage to you.
Caves in your rib cage.
Are you still up?
I'm still up.
Okay. But that is the Croc's turn because it's still fascinated by the fire. It just, it kind of almost incidentally just swatted you with its tail. All right, Morgan. You're at the base of the cage holding the body. What would you like to do?
Shove the body in the cage and get
Okay.
in the cage.
Okay. Okay. You are inside. And Zindlane? Maro's still outside the cage and just got thwacked really hard with the giant crocodile's tail.
I'm gonna prepare to like pull the cage back up and shout at them to get in, get in, get in, get in, get in. The minute they're both in, I'm gonna pull on the cage up.
Okay, so basically you're holding an action to shut the door to the cage.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and now we go back to Maro. It's your turn.
Okay. I am going to heed that and get in the cage.
Okay. Here's my question. You are within range of the tail hitting you. Are you going to withdraw first?
I have the. Hold on. Let me make sure that I'm getting the right thing here. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I didn't attack it yet. Shit.
I mean, if you just do a withdraw action, you can make it to the cage. It's not that far away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, you can just move your regular movement then. Okay, so you get inside the cage, and Zindlane immediately closes it. Garland, you are in the cage. Is there anything you want to do? You have the head.
We're all safely inside the cage.
Yep.
I'm actually going to take my bonus action for second wind and get some hit points back,
Okay.
just in case. And oh yeah, that's better. And then I'm gonna make sure everybody gets going up the stairs.
All right.
And I'll be the last one up the stairs in case the croc starts battering the cage.
I'll take the body from you then, or the head from you.
Okay.
Ew, this stinks.
The important thing is, does it look like me?
It's starting to curl a little bit around where it forms, but if you like push that together, it looks like you. It's just like the
Yeah.
You know, it's starting to curl up a little bit, but
As long as it looks like me when we take it in there and we throw it down on there.
All right. So then we will see. This is the thing I almost never have to look up. We're going to see how much damage the croc does to the cage.
Oh God. We just stole its dinner.
All right. So it is going to rush the cage. It definitely hits the cage.
It rushes at the cage and misses.
All right. Yeah, oddly, I wasn't planning on having the thing attack the cage. I should have planned for that.
These things happen.
All right. Object hit points. There. That sounds like fun.
Should have toughness and hit points.
Mm-hmm. And I think the cage is resilient. So, yeah. We're going to say this is a large resilient object. So let's see. The crocodile is not a siege monster, so it doesn't do double damage.
Any ideas for the future to have a siege crocodile?
Yeah, right.
A dire siege crocodile.
Dire siege crocodile. Yes. Yar.
With regeneration.
All right, so that is So the crocodile does 22 out of 27 damage to the cage.
Oh,
Dear
shit.
God.
The cage is looking pretty poor.
Yes, but it does mean that all of you have a round to get back up. So we don't need to stay in initiative unless anyone wants to fight the croc.
Hell no.
I just needed to see how well the cage held up.
Crocodile tears cage apart like it's made of paper.
I have nightmares now. Siege crocodiles.
So you all get back up to the top. And as you get up there, you do notice the body is much the same. It is starting to peel away where the where the seam is at, but it's not too hard to still see the body shape there.
Uh-huh.
So what would you like to do?
Go right to the griffins.
Okay. So you walk around the to the front. They slide the thing open again. Oh,
Hi.
I got to be honest with you. I thought you were just going to move to a different district.
I am an honorable man. All right. And my name was besmirched by this foul beast, which apparently has twins or more. So yeah, this right here, this thing. Take a look.
All right, come on in. And because it is daytime, Shania is on call at the moment, and she walks up and goes, "What have you gotten yourself into, Garland? I thought you were dead, or going on a crime spree, or
Head.
That's really weird.
He's getting ahead in life.
What? You lose inspiration. No.
Well spent.
So she looks at it and she goes, "What is going on? I just heard that you were in trouble and had 24 hours to clear your name."
So here's the story. I got a bad potion of healing from the apothecary.
That tracks.
It created a bug inside me. I barfed the bug out. The bug grew up, apparently created other bugs, and they can all look like me.
That's terrible.
Yeah, we killed one last night. Someone else decapitated this one and threw it down the sewer. We just went and recovered it and clear my name.
The sergeant is like, I mean, I really just thought it was one of the better stories that I've heard when we arrested someone before.
And that's exactly what I would have thought if I were in your shoes. I have no ill feelings towards you at all for that. Totally understand it.
And Shanae is like, I am going to make sure that any of the warrants for you are canceled here. This is, wow, this is amazing.
Also, crocodile.
Yeah, there's a big ass crocodile down in that sewer, and it almost destroyed the cage. Of course, you know, the vermin catchers are going to be like, "What? No, we don't."
I believe this is bigger than vermin.
I think it definitely should fall under their purview, but with all the contract disputes and whatnot that are going on and the shenanigans afoot.
Oh, so, Shania tells you, yeah, this is definitely something I'm definitely going to, you're good. This is, wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, if people see me doing something weird,
yeah,
I need to have that, funneled to me so we can find, because there's probably more than two of these.
Oh,
because everybody's been saying that I've been seen in a lot of different places at the same time.
That's going to be a problem. Yeah, I will get a hold of you as soon as I start hearing anything else.
Yeah.
All
right, cool. We're good. All right.
So around this time, if you leave the watch office, there is a girl And Morgan, you know this girl too, but Zindlane has run into her before. One of the couriers, she carries knives all over the place. Like, she will scrounge knives. She finds, like, she's wearing them like she wants to look like a warrior, but she has, like, butter knives and utility knives and, like, everything that's sharp and looks like it has a handle is, like, in this makeshift bandolier that she has.
Girl after my own heart.
And she comes running up to Zindlane, and she sees you, and she goes, and she kind of like, bows a little bit to you, and she goes, I have a message for you, Mr. Zindlane.
For me?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, good. Garland, can I borrow a copper?
You know what? You don't even have to borrow it. I'll give it to you.
And she thanks you, and she kind of looks over to Morgan, and she takes off and hands the message to Zindlane. Zindlane, you have a message from, message from, why isn't this coming up? You have a message from Brewer.
Brewer. That's not my sister's name, is it?
No, this is Brewer is the person that runs the Spice of Life.
Oh, okay.
And it says, Dear Zindlane, my condolences on Garland's horrible demise. I am quite sorry to hear about that. However, I have heard circumstances under which I would be interested in employing those of you that are still alive to investigate something for me. Thank you very much. And please don't tell anyone you bought the potion here.
Too late. I'm going to show the message to Garland.
Oh, great.
Sounds like we might have a job.
We also need to go to find out what the information is from the House of Odin.
I suppose Brewer can probably wait, considering how long he made us wait to send that message.
We'll catch up with them later.
All right. So, are you heading over to the well?
Yes.
All right. I am going to ask, as you head over to the well, Morgan, are you going with them?
Yes. However, so something I do is be sneaky. I have a disguise kit.
Okay.
And I also have a regular change of clothes. And my faith objects and amulet goes down the shirts. Quick jump into the telephone booth and jump out, and I'm anonymous.
All
Holy
right.
crap, where'd Morgan go?
That's awesome.
So my question for you is, the well is a gambling house that is run by a Valkyrie of Odin. And it is a gambling house, so I don't know if you have any history with this place. So I wanted to ask you, have you ever been to this place before?
Gambling's not really my thing. However, people money changing hands. I may have ducked in a time or two.
All right.
Allegedly.
So you will know that the well it's basically a 3-story building, but the first story, there's nothing in there, and the stairs go straight up to the second story. In the center of the well is literally a well that drops down into that first floor. And it's built this way in part because this is one of the areas that floods out a lot. So this is still somewhat able to be reached by other people, and that, the gambling floor never gets washed out or anything. And then the very top level, there is an open balcony where Marley can look out over the entire area from her balcony, and that's where she has like this imposing seat that she sits on, and there's all sorts of books, and there's just this big library up in that balcony section.
Cool.
So if you go there during the day, there's not much going on, at least before late afternoon.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go ASAP. So,
Right.
All right. So when you arrive, you see Aragne, the woman that's the bouncer for this place, and she's a tall woman, muscular. You can definitely see scars where she has been in some serious fights. She's got her hair long, but it's in a braided, it's in a really intense braid at the back of her head. And she looks at all of you and goes, "Oh, you're all back again, huh?
yep,
You're less dead than I've heard you would be."
I get that a lot.
Can't keep a good man down.
And
Damn right.
she looks over at the disguised Morgan and says, "They weren't with you last time."
Yeah, this one's a new acquaintance of ours.
She's good.
Yeah.
So Ragni kind of like shrugs and, "All right, follow me." And she walks you up the stairs to the third floor to the library. And you see Marley up there. And Marley is a middle-aged woman. She's really fit. She has the darker skin of all the, of a lot of the nobles in the city. And she is wearing what looks like semi-fashionable clothes, but you can tell there's parts of it that are reinforced, almost like she's got like armored clothing on.
Oh, nice.
And she looks at all of you and she goes, "Oh, all right. Like I said, I was going to do some research and touch base with you, so I wanted to clear that off the books." And she looks over at Morgan and goes, "I'm assuming they're all right to hear all of this?"
Totally fine.
All right. So I did some checking, and I know we already had looked up that Bleak and the House of Odin had worked together to create these wards to keep that thing in. I know that the grave priests were talking about how this was probably some powerful form of undead. So as it turns out, this might be a little bit more substantial than that. I believe this was an encroachment from outside of reality that was predicated by some followers of Erlig. To stop the incursion, our organizations got together and built some seals around this neighborhood to keep the incursions from spreading. And in order to power the seals, they would actually, it is a dual purpose situation where they would trap one of the servants of Erlig and use its own power to keep the seals charged up. And there are a few neighborhoods, this is one of them, but there's a few spots in this neighborhood, and I don't have the exact locations of where those seals were at, but there's at least 3 other ones in this neighborhood. And at any rate, what's really strange is there's parts of the book where it should tell me where the seals were located, but the pages are completely blank.
Uh-oh.
Awesome.
So I don't think these seals were so much built just to trap the being, so much as to keep a rift from opening from outside.
Fabulous.
So, I mean, the good news is, as long as nothing messes with any of those other seals, we should be fine. there shouldn't be any problem.
Should.
As long as none of those other seals are damaged. But whatever it is that got loose was probably fairly powerful.
And if I'm recalling correctly, didn't something purposely
cut it loose?
Or at least disable one of the wards or open the door?
Yeah. So someone intentionally damaged that seal to set it loose.
Yeah, and if someone did that, then those other locations are in jeopardy, and we need to find them.
And Zindlane, your voice is saying, they didn't disappear. The maps are still in the book. I can see them. And oddly,
can I see the book?
Garland and Morgan and Barrow, you're seeing blank pages. Zindlane, you see a map.
Can I see that?
And she's like, well, I mean, this is part of the library, but yes, you can actually look at it.
I want to like page through and be like, I want to look for anything interesting.
So as you're looking at this spot, the first thing that jumps out at you is that there is a mark on this map, which would probably, well, give me a survival check. See how well you mentally put together what the city looks like versus this map. Because this is an old map.
Yeah, I got a 3.
There's definitely a spot on that map.
I look at Barrow and I point at the spot that says, "What's right here?"
You see a completely blank page.
I look at him. I look at the page.
No,
I look
spot.
at him.
I need to know where in the city this is.
I don't know.
There's nothing on the page. Z.
But you've lived here for much longer than I have. I just need to know like where in the city this spot is.
So I'm a fairly insightful person, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm just kind of like, can we get Zindlane like a piece of paper and a writing utensil?
Can you draw what you see there?
I mean, why would I have to do that? It's right there on the page.
We can't see it, Z.
What?
We see
Really?
nothing.
What's wrong with you?
We are deficient, apparently. We are clearly not as exalted beings as one such as you who can bend the fabric of reality.
All right, I'm going to ask it. What's wrong with you?
Well, I mean, ask my mother lots of things.
Your mother?
Perhaps you should draw it for them.
Yeah, can I use some paper?
And Marley hands you a piece of paper and brings over a
How
quill
is
for you.
Marley reacting to me seeing things on the page that aren't there?
She's interested. She's kind of waiting to see how this plays out.
So okay. So I start drawing. I actually am fairly good at drawing, so it is a skill I acquired. That was forced into me as I was growing up. So even though I resent having to draw, I'm good at it. So I start drawing out the map in like a precise flowery script.
Like illustrating the borders of it. Like making a really elaborate compass rose.
Yep.
The details. Stick to the details.
All right, give me a check to see how well this comes across. Basically, to see how well other people will be able to read it.
Would performance be the right thing? I don't know what else. Sleight of hand, maybe.
Unless you were proficient specifically in something artistic.
I don't even know how I possibly would be.
I will say in this case then try sleight of hand.
hold on. Let me look at my background and see if there's. I have a background of courtier, as a court functionary. I have a knowledge of how things work. Not exactly anything artistic. I do have ink. I fucking have ink and paper in my bag.
You've done this before.
I wonder if there's a tool proficiency or something.
Yeah, just
okay. I will use sleight of hand.
yeah.
All right, I got a 14.
So
I rolled a 13 plus 1.
Yeah, when you're looking at this map, it's close. Like, you're looking at how you did it, and you're pretty happy with it because it's very nice looking.
Yes.
But when everyone else looks at it, they're getting kind of confused with where the borders bleed into, like, where you illuminated
a little
it.
too much filigree.
Yeah. So, like, you got really close, but everyone else is still having a hard time reading this. And the voice in your head says, I mean, if we just bathe the pages in Fiendsicker, then I guess they would be able to see it too.
In Fiendsicker?
Yeah.
What is that?
What?
The stuff from inside a fiend.
Oh.
You would stick it with something sharp and then pull it out, and then there would be fluid, and you would therefore use that fluid to put on the sheet.
I turned to Mary.
Like everyone should know that.
Do you have any fiends?
Marley's like, no.
Why do you want a fiend, Z?
Well, apparently Fiendsicker will make this pages viewable to everybody.
I don't know if there's a fiend that we can get, let alone want to deal with.
Well, you know, the thing that was animating the bodies, according to your earlier research, is probably a fiend that prefers to animate dead bodies.
That's awesome. We have to find it.
But it's probably right at this. But isn't it important to get to the spot in the city pretty soon?
Yes, it is.
So, like, I'm going to try to describe the things around the spot in the city verbally, and see if that'll help. like, there's. I don't actually like it's. I'm assuming this is probably not going to work, but this is what I'm trying. I'm imagining I'm going to have to roll it with a disadvantage for whatever whatever it's going to be.
Well, can I maybe help him since I know something about the city?
Yeah, I'm going to say actually it's probably more if you were explaining it, someone else would have to make an insight check to figure out what you're trying to tell them.
Right. I'm like walking my way through the map. And talking through the unique the curves and the stuff around.
I would say probably all of us have been around the city in good chunks in different places.
Well, I have the urchin background too that gives me insight to how the city streets work.
Oh, I think the two of you in conjunction could probably puzzle out these locations. Although Marley stops you for a minute and says, that book is from my library, and I am intrigued. I'll let you borrow it, but I would kind of like to see what those pages look like with the ichor applied to them. I'll let you borrow this if you bring it back to me with the pages properly treated.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so nice of you.
Sure, just go find a fiend.
Great.
It'll be like a day at the docks.
Dry docks.
Just go find a fiend. Just go find a fiend, she says. It'll be fine, she says.
So, between the two of you, you can, are you going to head out and start trying to navigate?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're explaining these things to Morgan. Morgan is recognizing these things better than anybody else and picking up on what you mean when you're describing these things. And every so often you'll mention a place that isn't there anymore because it fell apart or fell into the sewers or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But Morgan is pretty good about, knowing, oh, yeah, that's the place where they built over the ruins of that thing. So you're navigating out there. But, Garland, you see the alleyway that, one second here. The alleyway that Draman used to kind of keep people away from because it was kind of his alleyway. You look over in that direction and you see the woman. The woman. The one nobody else sees. And she catches your gaze again.
Oh, the timing on these is terrible.
And she goes into that alleyway that Draman used to go into. And when she goes into that alleyway, all of a sudden, there's not an alleyway there anymore. You remember that there wasn't an alleyway there. Everyone else that's looking over there, there's never been an alleyway over there.
Sure.
So, Garland, what do you say as you see this? You literally see she goes in there, she catches your eye, she goes around the corner, and then that whole part of town just looks like it gets smaller by the size of that alleyway, and then it just looks like it's always been that way.
I'm going to step over that way and see if I can actually go into the alley that doesn't exist.
When so Garland drifts away from all of the rest of you, and when you get there, there is almost like this little sliver in the air in front of you, and it's like right between the parts of town that compacted together.
I touch it.
It shudders a little bit, and you can just barely see inside. Would you like to get your face closer?
Yes, I would.
When you look inside, you see this absolutely idyllic park. Like it's, this is something that you don't even know if they have a park this nice in the North Wards. There's like these beautiful plants and flowers everywhere and bushes, and the sky isn't even gray. There's not like the smoke from all of the different furnaces and everything choking the sky up above it, and you just the air here smells fresher than anything you've smelled since you were in the Outlands. And you see Draman sitting under a tree, and he has got all of his birds around him, and he looks up and sees you for a minute. And he looks shocked to see you. But then as he starts walking towards you, that little gap just kind of closes the rest of the way and makes this pop noise.
Huh.
Crap. I wave my hand around like this.
Yeah, there's nothing there now.
Fine. I turn and join the group again.
All right. Garland just wandered over towards a couple buildings that have always been exactly where they're at and started waving his hand in front of something.
You okay?
Yeah, I thought I saw something.
One sees things, the other one talks to himself.
Your friend
I'll
is
lean
seeing
over
things.
to Morgan and say,
It'd be trouble.
"Yeah, I'm starting to kind of worry about things."
Wait, what? What are we worrying? What are you worrying about?
I think he's worried about us.
Oh, why? I'm fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you are.
Yeah, both of you are.
Clearly. All right, let's continue.
All right.
What was the what was? Is there something wrong with that building?
No, nothing.
Oh.
Everything's fine.
Okay. Yeah, let's go talk to the priest.
So, Sun Lane apparently forgot that you were following the map. So that's
Yeah, that's fine. So where are we on the map?
I'm like holding the map loosely in my hand while I like stare at the building, trying to figure out what's special about it.
the map seems to between the two of you, it looks like this is leading you to a sewer access that is close to the cradle, which is the boarding house where Garland
Awesome.
lives.
Right underneath my house.
And as you find that, I think I'm going to call it for this evening.
Okay.
Remember, everyone, you didn't get a long rest; you got a short rest.
Yeah.
And we will pick up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, with not a long rest.
Yeah, no spell slots.
Everything will be fine. At least you didn't stay and try and fight the giant crocodile.
No.
What could possibly go wrong?
That could have gone poorly.
I had
Well,
it.
I
I had
have.
it. It was fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It only did like 57 points of damage in one attack.
I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad we finally got a chance to play again. Eileen, it was great having you here.
Yeah, it's good to have you on board.
So I'm looking forward to this in 2 weeks, everybody. Thank you all for playing. Does anybody have any last minute things they want to say to sign off?
Good night, everybody.
Have fun storming the castle.
Congratulations to all the Yanni winners.
Yeah. Yes. And on that note, we'll be playing again in 2 weeks. Thank you all for playing. Thanks anyone that might be watching this or listening to this or whatever. And I am going to sign off now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.